This is Smarter San Diego TV.
Work for the company, like you're saying, that you want to work for. Do it for free. That's an interview in itself.
And give them a home and give them hope, and then get them to a place in their life where they can move on.
And it's like almost a challenge.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
You're getting a call, buddy. You want to take it?
And we got 7 offers in the first day. Only one of them had a cover letter.
People want to be in Encinitas. There's many reasons to be.
Welcome to Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free. I'm Rebecca Peters, your co-host speaking, looking very forward to introducing all of our guests today and learning something new. But first, let's go over to Derek, who seems to be making his own introduction here.
Oh, sorry, that was your shot. Oh, yeah, I got confused.
Stealing my airtime over here.
Well, I'm a mic hog in the radio days, so a camera hog in the TV days makes sense. Great show today.
Yeah.
Awesome guests lined up. Really cool new stuff going on, but we have a couple announcements to make.
We do.
So first of all, the Frank Solomon feature for Smarter Surfer made the San Diego Surf Film Festival, which is really, really amazing. Obviously, it's a great feature. It's now live on our Facebook page. So it should be pinned to the top of our Facebook page. If you go check out Smarter San Diego on Facebook, you can watch the full feature there. Amazing story, comes full circle, so cool. And what a cool guy,
really
too.
Great work, yeah.
Break his back and climb an 800-foot cliff. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people die on that cliff.
I feel like paralyzed just thinking about that.
I don't think I could climb 800 cliff right now. My back's just kind of hurts a little. I mean, I don't have a broken back.
My back's fine. I don't know if I could climb the cliff though.
Crazy. So big wave surfers are crazy, but he's especially crazy after that.
Yep.
But he made it.
He did.
And he has a great story about it. Went back to the same place. You have to check it out. Go to our Facebook page and check out that feature. Also today, we're for the first time, we're going to be showing off the new infusions for 619 Vodka. Nick Apostolopolous is here. Yeah. So we're going to show those today. Also, episode 2 of Win This Listing just wrapped shooting over the weekend. So we have another episode in the works for Win This Listing. Currently doing casting call for homeowners for future episodes. We have now funded episodes all the way through the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're looking for homeowners.
Do you think that'll be?
We're going to do one a month, basically, is kind of how the formula works. But it also depends upon the homeowners. So that's what we're looking for right now. We're looking for homeowners looking to sell their home in the next 12 months who'd like to be on TV, the newest reality show on television about real estate, Win This Listing. You can check us out on Facebook. Just look up Win This Listing. You can see all the photos, behind-the-scenes stuff, the trailer for episode 1. If you're looking to sell your home, there's also a casting call button on there that you can click. And you can fill out your information and tell us your story. We'll see if we can get you on TV with Win This Listing, which is a really cool reality show where we help you choose a real estate agent to help you sell and buy homes.
Do you have any updates on networks that may be picking up the show?
We're talking to a lot of people. Everyone all of a sudden wants to be my agent and everything. It's very interesting. Yeah, they like it. There's a few things that we need to get better with. Just like anything that you do, you need to get a little bit better each time you do it. So there's things that we need to improve, but we're going to continue to make those improvements. And the interest is not dissipating at all. It's increasing, if anything else. So we're pretty excited about that. More announcements to come. That's what I can say as of right now.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned on that, and stay tuned for more Smarter San Diego TV. When we come back, I got to get my jacket on. It's time to start the show.
Our next guest is our go-to guide for all things Del Cerro. Please welcome back to the show real estate expert Billy Colestock and his special guest, the co-founder and executive director of Creating First Impressions, Jessica Sobel.
Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
What's up?
Thank you.
How y'all doing?
Very good.
Doing well, thank you.
All right, Billy. So you've been on the show many times. We've discussed many things. You're actually a cast member of Win This Listing episode 2.
Thank you very much.
Which just wrapped shooting. Everyone's mouth is kind of zip shut at this point, but it's going to be a great episode.
It really will.
It really, really will. Great agents, awesome circumstance. Today, you wanted to bring Jessica in. She has a very interesting story. Tell us why you wanted to bring her on.
You know what? I met Jessica, and immediately she lit up the room when she started talking about what she does. So she captivated my time, and I was just amazed. I want the people in Del Cerro, I want people in San Diego to hear more about what she's doing, and just learn a little bit more about her organization so they can get involved.
Okay, Jessica.
He's being a little kind. It really was because I had like flashlights. I carry flashlights with me, so I'm automatically lighting up rooms wherever I am. Literally. That's how I do that. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about an organization that I started over a year ago with my co-founder, Risa Haig. The name of the organization is Creating First Impressions, and it was started because I had got my master's in marriage and family therapy. And one of my first internships was working with first-time offenders and at-risk youth. And one of the things I was noticing when I was working with these kids was that I was working with them and I was giving them coping skills and showing them how to handle trauma and how to go back to their homes that was chaotic, very chaotic environments. Parents were in jail, drugs, gangs. Family was poverty-stricken because parents couldn't get jobs. And I was just teaching them how to cope with it. But I was never giving them the skills that they needed to be able to go out and have a better life for themselves. Those hard skills, those transferable skills, those communication skills, the things that we learn as we grow up. But even that, we learn as we go, but we also have role models, we have parents, we have good teachers, professors. These kids don't really have that. So I saw that, and then a few years later I was helping another organization, and I was teaching and facilitating to women that were in their 30s, 40s, and 50s that were coming out of shelters, domestic violence, that kind of situation, and I was teaching them how to get back into the work world. And one of the things I noticed was that there's this huge gap. Why am I teaching this 45-year-old woman how to write a resume and how to be professional? And it's because nobody taught her at 16, 17, 18 years old. So
It's interesting, but they just started doing this in high schools, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
They just started teaching kids in high school how to interview, how to do resume, because they've invited me a couple times, at least Claremont High School has invited me a couple times to come sort of referee this training or come interview the students for a job, make up a job, interview them for it, just so they can get practice doing it. It's something that hasn't existed in the educational system forever. So anyone who's an adult now did not grow up in an educational system that actually taught them that skill, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then, well, if you think about it, when you first get out of high school or college and you go for your first job, right? When you go for your first job, do they say, here, do this algebra problem for me, unless you're a mathematician, right? Or do they say, where's your resume? Tell me about your skill sets. Tell me who you are, what you can offer. That's what they ask you. So why isn't this mandatory is my question. But not only that, even if they're teaching it at certain schools, the low income to no income districts, the schools that I work with, they don't have the funding. They don't have the people they can bring in to teach these kids this. They're too busy making sure that the kids get there on time and that they're fed, they're dressed, they're showered.
The basics.
The basics. And so, and you have to remember too, when you're dealing with kids that come from chaos and trauma, their brains have developed a lot different than other children. So you also have to think about those cognitive delays. And now you're putting them in this position where we're like, well, here you go, here's the world. You're 18 now. And then we sit there and we complain because we're going into our pockets and we're paying for social services, we're paying for food stamps, we're paying for all of these things, but we're not giving these kids anything, any skills to be able to help them get the employment and to be employable and to be able to get out there and make it. And you know what, as far as I'm concerned, and this is how I feel about this, is that if I give somebody something and they don't use it, it's on them. But let's give them the opportunity to make something of themselves. Let's give them that opportunity and see what they do with it.
So how does Creating First Impressions do that? Or can you give us a story maybe of someone, an example?
Yeah, absolutely. So the program that I teach, it's a career adaptability program. So I currently teach two programs. I teach one at King Chavez High School, which is a charter school downtown, and then I also teach at Monarch, which is a school that is specifically for kids affected by homelessness. And when I teach these kids, I start with, it's like a building block. So we work on employment objectives. We work on resume writing. I work on interview skills. I have people come in and do mock interviews. I have career panels. I also teach them communication and interpersonal effectiveness, how to get along at work, workplace drama. We all know about that.
Gosh, we got to do a bunch more segments with her.
Yeah.
So it's marriage and family counseling and workplace drama. These are all separate segments.
Yeah.
Plenty to talk about.
There is. And so when I'm teaching these kids, you can see that their eyes start to open up. Like they walk in thinking, I don't have anything to offer this world. And they walk out going, wow, I didn't realize that my skill sets, my being able to pay attention in school, or just the fact that I get up every day and I don't know where I'm going to sleep at night and I still go to school and I still get A's, that says so much more about me, and that I need to share that story. And then when I go on interviews, I need to share that story. About 2 months ago, I had a flood in my house and I had to live in a hotel for a month. And I have to tell you, the first 2 weeks, I had to cancel all my appointments. I couldn't go anywhere. My life was turned upside down. I was living out of a suitcase in a nice hotel. And we know it showed me, oh my goodness, these kids show up every day to school, go home to these chaotic environments. They don't know what they're gonna eat, when they're gonna eat, where they're going to sleep, what's it going to be like, and they still show up every day. And we should be giving these students everything we can to be able to give them the opportunity to really make a difference in this world, because it's those students that will make a difference.
Let's do something real quick, because I have a piece of advice for people who want to know about interviewing or going after the job of your dreams, because what you're saying is very true. A lot of times people will just take the easiest job for them to get because they don't know how to go seek a job they really want. So if someone offers them a job, they'll take a job, they'll do a job that they're way better than for a long period of time because they don't know how to go seek one that they really want.
Right.
So the biggest thing that I told these kids at Claremont High School was basically just, hey, if you want to work somewhere, go there and apply there. It doesn't matter if they're hiring or not. Because once a place puts in a job opening, they get 1,000 resumes.
Yep.
But if they don't have a job opening posted somewhere, then they're not getting any resumes.
I was even reading a book today that said basically, work for free. Instead of putting out 18 resumes a day, go do what you're passionate about. Work for the company, like you're saying, that you want to work for. Do it for free. That's an interview in itself.
Yep.
I mean, that's an
says
interview.
a lot, just offering it.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, the programs I work with, it's great because the schools I work with, they both offer internship programs in addition to what I'm doing. So it gives these kids an opportunity to intern at places and get that job on-site experience, because we all know the catch-22 when we get out of school. Oh, well, you have the education but no experience, or you have experience but no education. You know, it's like that's what we're working with. So now they'll come out with some experience. And then when
I just want to say, if there are any kids who want to get involved in film or radio, TV or radio, then you should let us know.
I will.
Have them get some experience here.
I absolutely will. Absolutely.
And I would like for you, because we're just about out of time, I would love for you to tell us what people can do or what you need. You know, for people who want to help you on this mission, what do you need from people right now? We've got the website and stuff up on the screen. So just tell us what it is that Creating First Impressions needs in order to continue this mission.
Well, we currently need funding. We're running the program. We're currently running a program that kids are expected to graduate in June, and we're running the program without funding because I don't want to stop in the middle. So we need funding to be able to continue and be able to give these kids the support. We want to continue running programs at other schools. We want to go back to King Chavez next year. So funding's a big thing. We also are looking for volunteers, career panel volunteers, mock interview volunteers, people who really want to work with these kids and help them and give them some experience that I can't offer in the classroom when I'm teaching the program. And then we'd love to get the community involved. We have a Facebook page, Creating First Impressions. We'd love to have people like our page so they can stay up to date. Believe it or not, when you're out and about and you're trying to get funding, a lot of people ask questions like how many people are following you, how many people are interested, because it's important to them. So if it's important to them and we need them, then we need you. So we just need the community.
Perfect. Okay, we got your first $200 right here. I'm putting down $200 today. How much can you put down to help these kids get the chance at life that they really deserve? Listen, not everyone has it as easy as you or I may have, but we can help those who need it. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Yep,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
your time. Great stuff, Billy Colestock. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
What a
having
great
me.
mission that you're on. It's really, really needed. Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.
Our next guest is a staple on our program and in the community. Please welcome back the founder of militarymutual.org, Derek Barksdale, and his special guest from Wounded Warrior Homes, Jennett.
Welcome, fellas, to the
thanks.
show. How you doing? Great. All right. LT, great to have you back, man.
It's always a pleasure.
Good to see you. Aloha, etc.
Good to see you. I know. I got the tan.
So, Wounded Warrior Home, you wanted to bring these guys up. You've been wanting to bring them on for quite some time.
Some time now.
Actually. Tell us why.
Well, to start off, I think the big thing is that a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people each and every day, come across Military Mutual by either a billboard sign or a newspaper ad or a yard sign that may be in their neighbor's yard, or whether it be by driving by one of our office spaces or just speaking with someone who refers them to our organization. They initially find that we are an organization that's intended to empower military veterans and their family members to make informed real estate decisions. But as they work with us over time, they realize that Military Mutual is founded on the sole principle of giving back first and foremost. And in fact, we're so committed to giving back that is the first sign of our mission statement. Military Mutual is founded on the sole principle of giving back. So what we pride ourselves in is aligning ourselves with people like Gene and Mia, who are committed to giving back as well. They're so committed to giving back that not only do they give back, they take back. And at times in the past, Mia has taken on people that are veterans and homeless themselves and brought them into her own home. Now that doesn't happen each and every time, and it definitely doesn't happen now. But what they do is they really take people with their situation where they're down on their luck at that point in time and give them a home and give them hope and then get them to a place in their life where they can move on with strength. And so I'm just so proud to be aligned with an organization like Wounded Warrior Home. I couldn't ask for the best.
Well, great stuff, Derek and Gene. It's great to have you here finally.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about Wounded Warrior Homes?
Well, Wounded Warrior Homes actually is a transitional housing program. So we don't build houses, we don't give houses away. We provide housing to veterans in need so they have a stable place to live until they can get their feet back on the ground. As I was telling Derek before, it takes at least 90 days for a veteran when they first are discharged. If they're going to get Department of Defense benefits, it takes at least 90 days for that check to arrive, usually longer. It takes months to years, as you may have read in the news recently, to get VA benefits going. And there's often an appeals process which can last a couple of years.
Wow.
So until that happens, a lot of these guys who, first they get out and they say, you know, I'm a Marine, I can handle this. They think they have a plan, but their plan isn't really much of a plan. And with the fiscal situation in our country right now, jobs being scarce, they often end up living in their cars, couch surfing. So it's a problem. We get a lot of guys who end up on the street or in just not a good situation. They have to learn to make better decisions financially, so we help them do that. We partner with the San Diego Financial Literacy Center.
Cool.
So they learn how to handle themselves financially, get their past indiscretion, financial indiscretions taken care of. And once they do that and they work through their post-traumatic stress issues or traumatic brain injury, go through the treatments and therapies for that, then they can get into a place where they can move on.
Okay. So basically, your goal when you say homes, what you're saying is basically a place to call home.
Right.
A safe place to call home.
A safe place to call home. And these veterans, these are new veterans that we're working with, not the people who've been, from my generation, who've been out on the street for a while, because that's a whole different demographic, and there's issues that we're just not equipped to handle there. So we're working with the new veterans, and these are highly motivated individuals. These are people who just need a springboard, and once you give them that springboard, they take off. The first guy through our program, Sergeant Robert Caudell, Marine, now he's finishing college in the spring. He's graduating. He's going to become a counselor for other veterans with post-traumatic stress. He's started a couple of businesses. That's what usually happens.
Okay,
they just
good.
take off.
That was your first guy.
That was our first guy.
Okay, I thought you were just picking on the Marines earlier because
no, I pick on
Derek's
Marines.
a Navy guy.
I'm picking on Marines because I was a Navy corpsman, and that's my job.
There we go.
I was one of the Marine Corps' few good men.
Marine Corps' Department of the Navy anyways. Just got to make sure they know that.
Oh, okay.
Rub it in every once in a while.
Rub it in, okay. So where are these homes? I mean, are there programs you're helping people get into? Do you have housing, or do you just helping them locate something that makes sense using 211? How do you find these places?
Yes. We have a property in Vista, which we're just completing an addition, which will add 2 more beds to that location. We lease a property in Escondido. We do a lot of what we do is actually referrals. Because we're a small organization, grassroots organization, we can't help every veteran directly with housing. So we partner with resources across the county and in fact across the country. I have a colleague, Mary, who spends the better part of her day fielding requests from veterans all across the country.
Wow.
And 4 years ago when I started, me and I were talking. It was just the 2 of us in a room in her house, and we decided we did not want to be that organization that told a veteran, "No, I'm sorry, we don't do that. We can't help you." We wanted to be the organization that said, "We don't do that, but we will do whatever we can to get you the help you need." So we spend sometimes hours researching resources for veterans all across the country. Last year it was over 650 veterans that we did referrals for.
Wow.
So besides we actually started program operations on September of 2012. Since then we've successfully transitioned 38 veterans.
That's fantastic.
And we're growing.
Yeah, no, that makes a big difference.
It
really
so
does. The
it's
ripple
one by
effect of
one.
that
It's a
is
very
huge.
expensive thing. Our houses, unlike some other programs, there's a couple major differences. One, we will house a veteran for up to 2.5 years if necessary. Another major difference is our veterans have their own room, their own space. Many of the other programs, yes, they're getting veterans off the street, but it's often for 90 days, and they bunk them up to 4 or more to a room. And that's not very helpful for these guys especially with post-traumatic stress, especially the serious ones.
Okay, that makes sense. And so, what kind of help do you guys need for people who want to get involved? I mean, we'll see a lot of veterans will see this segment, so they'll know that you're available and that you're out there. But for other people who don't need help but want to help you in your cause, what do you need from people right now?
Right, we're blessed that we're here in San Diego County, which is a huge military town, and just about everyone is a veteran or knows a veteran or has a veteran in their family. So we get a lot of support. All of our support comes from the community. We don't get any government funding from the VA or anything like that. So it is very important. Money, mainly. Mm-hmm. Funding is huge. And that can come in lots of forms. People just donate directly to us. You can go to our website, which you'll see on the screen. Give us a call, which you can put that number up there as well. We can accept all sorts of donations of any tangible property, stocks that if someone is well off and is an investor, maybe they want to donate a stock rather than taking capital gains on that. And that's happened in the past. So we have a brokerage account set up for that. You can, if you have some issues, you have a financial planner, and we can talk about those things. Property, we need houses. We need, our next big step is to locate and put into service a multi-unit complex so that we can serve more veterans in different social situations. Again, Derek and I were talking earlier, and I was telling him that one of the greatest needs is single veterans with children that are ending up in these same situations, couch surfing and living in their cars. Almost a week does not go by that we receive a call from some guy who's living with his 6-year-old son in his car. They can't go to a shelter because they take the kids away. The kids go to the foster system, and they don't want to do that. So if we could have a multi-unit complex, we can house those veterans and female veterans as well. It's not a huge problem, but it is a problem, and there's not a whole lot of housing for single veterans in these situations either. So multi-unit complex, that's our next big step. It costs a lot of money. We're out writing grants to make that happen. And of course, the public support. We have programs where if you have a business, for example, a business with a lot of foot traffic, we have a Help Build a Home program, which is similar to what you've seen if you go to the grocery store and the Children's Hospital raise money with the tennis shoes or the balloons or something that they you donate and they put the up on the wall. We have our logo, our little house, and you can donate and put your house up on the wall. Pacific Marine Credit Union over the last 4 years has raised probably well over $30,000 for us that way. So if you have a business, you can do that sort of thing. We have cause marketing agreements with some real estate brokers, where a portion of a sale that they make, they donate to Winter Homes. And that works great for both of us.
You can get very creative.
We can get
or
creative.
You can do the straightforward. I'll tell you right now, you're going to get $200 from me today. So I'll kick it off. Okay?
Love it.
So I'll kick it off with $200, and then we'll see what everyone else can pitch in. If it's $50, $100, whatever it is. Awesome. This is obviously something where you're helping a lot of people. A lot more people need help. A lot more people need the service. So it's up to us. We can make it happen. They're willing to do the work. They're doing the hard part. We can do the easy part and just donate a small amount of money, which I'll continue to promote to people here in a moment. But I want to say thank you to you both for being here so much. This is a really important endeavor. I know it's a lot of hard work. I know it is. I know you have a lot of hard work to do. We don't have to do that part. That's the good news for us. But we do need to contribute. So one way or another, we need to contribute. You can share this post. That's a way to contribute. You can tag someone who might be interested. You can donate $50 today, $100 or $200. Join me in the $200 club if you want to, and help fund this really, really crucial element. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. Derek, another great guest. Thank you so much. Right. And stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.
Our next guest is the host of Nicksology on ESPN Radio here in San Diego and the owner of 619 Vodka. Please welcome back to the show, Nick Apostolopolous.
Nice job with the name. All right. Welcome, Nick.
Did I get it?
Not much.
Good to have you here.
Staying busy. Good to be back.
Yeah, big announcements for 619 Vodka.
Yeah, the infusions are finally out.
This is crazy. You've been working on this forever.
It's taken forever. It really has. Yeah, I mean, when I founded the company, that was one of the things we wanted to do. And then it kind of got sidetracked for a while. And then in January of last year, so 2015, I thought, okay, we're ready. We had everything we needed. We started working with the government on the formulas, and I thought, oh, these will be out by August. And February 23rd, I think, is when we finally bottled the first ones. So it took forever, but they're finally out.
But they're real infusions, though.
Right, and that's the key, is that unlike a lot of vodkas that just get some kind of chemical flavorings in them, they go to a flavor house and say, hey, we want, cucumber number 7. We actually worked really hard to do fresh local ingredients in all of our products. So they're real ingredients, fresh. I chop up the cucumbers and we put them in. And that's kind of what makes us different than pretty much anyone else out there.
Yeah, well, this has been sort of a long-awaited thing. It's been a big deal, too. Obviously, you guys were on Fox.
Right.
Making drinks and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to talk to you about before we start talking about the specific spirits is just sort of the overall industry. You're like the first guys. You're like the leading, you're the trailblazer.
We were kind of the first ones, yeah. We were the first ones, and then it's changed a lot in the last few years. I mean, I think the last time I was on with you, we talked about how there were, I think, 6 or 8 distilleries at the time. That's still right about the same number. But yeah, we were the first ones kind of out there, but the laws were really difficult to kind of navigate back then, and things have changed a lot. And I think even I mentioned last time that one of the things that changed on January 1st is that now distilleries, if they qualify as craft distilleries, which is like under 100,000 gallons a year, then distilleries can now serve cocktails and actually sell bottles directly to the general public. So it puts them on a little bit better footing, closer to what breweries have, where a brewery can open and actually, a distillery now can open and actually generate revenue without having to try and get into Albertsons and Vaughn's and all those kind of things. So it's really going to change the way the whole spirits thing's done.
Yeah, which is super cool, because you look at it and breweries do have a big advantage in that regard.
And the winery is even more so. In fact,
you can't sell this to me, right? Like you can give it to me, I think, but you can't sell it to me.
No, we can't.
Directly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, we can't. And like I said, it's kind of weird because in California especially, the wineries can basically get away with murder. They can if they do events, they can sell directly at live events. They can ship product to like 40 some states. Breweries can't quite do that, but then they fought hard to get to the point where you can go in and buy a growler and take it home. But yeah, distilleries couldn't do that at all now. And even we still can't because we don't have our new license. But once we get that spot, then yeah, you'll be able to walk in and buy a bottle. But we still won't be able to do any. It still has to be as part of an educational tasting, So if you want me to ship you one, I won't be able to. But you can come buy one in the distillery.
At the distillery that you're going to have soon? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
we're
telling
working
me?
on it. We're working on a new distillery. We're looking at a place in North Park. Hopefully, we want to kind of do. One of the advantages we have now is that with the law change and some of the zoning things you can do, is a lot of these distilleries that exist now, kind of like the initial breweries, like when Stone opened and they were way out in the middle of San Marcos, out in the kind of the middle of nowhere. The laws have changed now, so you're going to start hopefully seeing more urban distilleries, and we kind of want to be at the forefront, see if we can open the first one in North Park.
Gosh, I sure hope you do, because
yeah.
you deserve it, man. You've been working hard.
Thanks,
Let's
man.
look at some of your hard work
Thanks.
here.
Yeah,
Tell us about this
yeah.
one. This is a scorpion pepper?
So this is scorpion pepper, and it's kind of cool because I've always, I'm not a big Bloody Mary drinker, but I do like spicy drinks and spicy food and things like that. And I didn't know until about a year ago that this pepper even existed. And I got a call, and part of this whole local ethos thing is I got a call from a farmer in Fallbrook who said, hey, I see you have a local vodka. Are you looking to do anything kind of spicy? And I'd been looking at maybe like habanero or something like that. And he said, oh, I grow these scorpion peppers. And I said, what the heck is that? I drove up, I visited him, I tried him. I didn't realize that, so a habanero is about 250,000 Scoville units. Mm-hmm. And the scorpion pepper is about 2 million. Yeah, it's 8 times hotter. And so the funny part is he gave me some peppers to play around with. I took them home. I cut a pepper up, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, let's just try one pepper in a bottle. I cut it in half, put both halves in, and it was undrinkable. It was way too hot. So it was just undrinkable. No matter what you mixed it with, you just couldn't. It was overwhelming.
Wow.
And that's one pepper. So now these bottles average about half a pepper per bottle, and it's pretty hot. The cool part is because of the way we do our infusion. You know how sometimes you go to a restaurant and they have the crazy like super spicy wing and it's like almost a challenge.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
You're getting a call, buddy. You want to take it?
No, I'm good. But the cool part with this is once you drink it, it's really hot, but in about 60 seconds it goes away. So you're not sitting there for 3 or 4 minutes trying to get it out of your.
So is this
mouth.
specifically made for Bloody Mary mixes? Is that the idea?
So here's the funny part. We made it for Bloody Marys, but since we've launched again like 6 weeks ago, I think it's been used the least for Bloody Marys. The bartenders around San Diego are loving it, and we have people using it in mezcal cocktails, in martinis, in mules, a spicy mule. And I had a drink this week where a bartender in Hillcrest, her name's Christy, she works at Pardon My French in Hillcrest, and we came in and she started making a cocktail, and she's pulling out Nutella and stuff and making a drink, and I said, I thought you were making a scorpion drink. She's like, yeah, hang on. And she handed me this drink that was like chocolatey with the whipped cream on top and using the scorpion pepper vodka. Wow. So it was spicy chocolate. It was so good.
Wow.
It was amazing. So people are using it for a lot of different crazy
Tell
stuff.
us a couple, before we talk about the coffee one, because that's going to be huge. Tell us some of the places where people can buy 619 vodka around San Diego, because you have to go to these different establishments to get it, right?
Right. So mostly we're bars and restaurants right now. We're working on getting into retail channels. It's a little hard to get into the bigger chain stores. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. It's a little harder.
People
to get
want
the
vodka already.
Are they calling in right now? Is that what's happening? So we're mostly the way I explain it to people, as far as if you want to go buy a bottle, we're in the bigger small chains like the Keg & Bottles, places like that. But we're not in the big chain stores yet. But we're working on it.
Yeah. So like you gave out Pardon My French.
Yeah,
and
Pardon My
Hillcrest.
French. We're downtown
Mary
at Mary Jane's at the Hard Rock. Social Tap downtown. Bubs by the ballpark. U31 in North Park, True North. If you go to the website, you can find the whole list.
Yeah, I just want to give a few shout outs to some of the people who are supporting 619 Vodka. So tell us about the coffee infusion.
So the coffee is kind of cool. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but in addition to being a local vodka and doing the handmade fresh infusions, what I really wanted to do is make sure that when we did the infusions, the ingredients we used were local. Now, of course, coffee doesn't grow here, so there's no way to go get locally farmed coffee. But what we did is we went to Bird Rock Coffee Roasters and sat down with them. And Nick over there, it's kind of funny because I rarely ever meet people named Nick, so it always throws me off when I do. So Nick over there,
I saw you get thrown off there.
It totally throws me
you were
off.
talking about it, you're like, wait, Nick, no, that's me.
Yeah.
No, it's not me. It's someone else.
I always get thrown off. But I went with him, and have you ever done a coffee cupping?
Yeah.
We talked about this on the radio, where you do where you're supposed to like slurp and do all that kind of stuff.
Totally.
It's a weird thing, and I'd never done it before.
Super weird.
Yeah. So we did a cupping, and we actually did like 2 different cuppings, and then they roasted some special beans for us. And because one of the things I wanted is alcohol's already kind of astringent enough, and coffee can be bitter if you don't do it right. And so we worked really hard to find a blend of coffee and then do the roast to where the coffee comes out really creamy. You get that creaminess in the coffee. And so it's kind of cool that we were able to work with them. And like I said, they do a special roast for us when we need to do more coffee.
This is awesome. So you can make, so what would you call it? It's not an Irish coffee. This would be what?
I mean,
a Greek coffee?
The infusion itself, we're going for more of an espresso kind of feel.
Okay.
And one of the things on purpose we did is it's not a liqueur, it's not sweetened, because we figure if the bartender wants to make a sweet drink with it, they can. But if you want that espresso kind of martini thing, dig in. It's good stuff.
Oh wow, that smells good.
Yeah,
smell that.
And then kind of by accident, when I was doing the Fox 5 thing, I was like, I don't know what to make with this yet, because we're still kind of all learning what to do. And I brought out some Galliano liqueur, which is like the vanilla liqueur. And put some of that, made my own little vanilla coffee martini, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that smells amazing.
It was great.
This is really impressive stuff,
Yeah.
man. I know you've been working really, really hard on this.
Thank you.
We're happy to help you get the word out, so people who want to support local organizations, when you're out in the bars, ask for 619 vodka.
Right.
If they don't have it, say, you guys should have this.
Yeah.
That's really all we need you to do to make this happen.
Right.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate
Thanks
it.
very
Good
much.
luck with
Thanks for
everything you're
having
doing.
me
Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.
Our next guest is the breakdancing realtor and our go-to guy for everything Chula Vista. Please welcome back real estate expert, Anthony Manzon.
There he is. Anthony Manzon. Anthony Manzon, the famous breakdancing realtor. You're back.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for
I'm
having
looking
me.
fresh per the usual. Last segment on the school zoning changes in Chula Vista were huge.
I bet.
We did tons of shares. There are dozens and dozens of people sharing and commenting on that. It was news for everybody. Apparently they're not getting the word out very well, the school districts. Why would they? This is kind of a bomb. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. Today, we're here to talk about Chula Vista sort of heating up a little bit. The market's heating up. We're going into the summer season. Summer is typically one of the hotter times in Chula Vista. Tell us why that's the case, because the schools are year-round, right?
Yeah, so the schools are year-round, and even though summer is classified as 3 months, June, July, and August, really summer in real estate talk is June and July. Why? Because most of the schools are year-round there, so the transition is really only 1 month. Whereas in traditional schools, they go to school for 9 months, they have 3 months off, so they have a full 3 months to find new houses, register for schools. However, because Chula Vista is majority year-round, you really do only have 1 month to really find a new home, register for new schools, move, sell your home if you need to. There's just so much to do in 1 month, because the parents don't want to really conflict with their kids' education.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
So in that regard then, so is that month June? So if I'm a home seller, in other words, and I need to buy, let's say I notice that the school zone is changing on me, and I don't want that to happen for my youngest or something like that. When do I need to sell and buy in order to fit into the groove of the school districts?
Yeah, great question. I would, it really depends on what kind of seller you are. So in your specific instance, you said you're looking to sell and then buy a home. Honestly, I would say if I was going to do that with my family, I would do that right now. Why? Because in the summer, you'll be able to sell. There's going to be a frenzy. But you have to keep in mind that the reason why you're selling is because you want to buy into the school zone, if that's the reason why you want to change school zones. So if your motivation is to buy into a school zone, that's when it's going to be the most hectic, is when everybody else is doing it. I would much rather sacrifice a little bit on the front end, sell when there's not as much activity out there. But you're still getting top dollar for your property, no doubt. It's just now that when you're purchasing a property, which is your real motivation for making the move, that it's going to be less people putting in offers, and you have a better chance of getting that offer accepted.
Less competition.
Yeah.
And it's been a seller's market for a while.
Oh yeah, as long as I can know.
Yeah, it's been a seller's market for so long,
Yeah.
years now. And there's no difference in Chula Vista, where the newer homes at the lower price points still. I know that's slowly changing as the market's growing every single month. So how would the typical seller then maximize? Let's say the buy side is not their most important element.
Okay.
How do they take advantage of that 1 month frenzy?
Yeah, great question. So what we're looking for in today's market, you want to think about what are buyers looking for in today's market, and they're looking for a property that's move-in ready. So think about it, they want to move into a property within that 1 month time frame. They only got 1 month, so they want something that's move-in ready. Number two, it's got to be priced accordingly to what's on the market. What is it selling for? If you price it right, it's in good condition, and it's marketed aggressively by an aggressive agent, you should have no problem getting the property sold and ultimately getting top dollar for your property.
Okay. Simple enough, huh?
Yeah, it really is that simple.
Well, how do buyers deal with that, though? I mean, because you're in a seller's market, there's a hot period of time, but let's say you are one of those people who needs to sell and get top dollar for whatever reason. Maybe you bought at the peak of the market or something like that, but you also need to buy, and maybe it's for school zone reasons or maybe it's not. How does that buyer also navigate this frenzy?
Yeah. So when I write offers for buyers, you think about your offer as tiebreakers. How can you win as many tiebreakers as possible in an offer? So one tiebreaker might be price. Another one might be terms, like close of escrow date. What are you asking for? Home warranties. Another tiebreaker could be like an emotional tiebreaker, writing a really good cover letter for the family. We just wrote 2 offers for 2 of the families we work with, actually yesterday, and they literally told us, the agent said the reason they accepted yours, we didn't have the best terms, but they said because of the cover letter. They said they wanted another military family to move in here. They see the family, they feel attached to them, they want them to have it. And as silly as that sounds to some people, it really does work, and in this market, when you find the house that you really like, you can't afford not to go all in and win every tiebreaker you can. You just can't afford it, because that house that you love, I guarantee somebody else loves it just as much as you.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the tiebreakers, let's go through some of those again. Cover letter's huge. I think you should always do that, right? Because there's no way to lose. It's not going to hurt.
But you'll be surprised, though, real quick on that. When we list properties, when I'm getting offers in, I would say we got, so last weekend we had a mega open house on one of our properties, and we got 7 offers in the first day. Only one of them had a cover letter. None of the other ones had it. I mean, when you talk to agents, they say, yeah, we write cover letters. But based on what I'm saying, I don't see them. Like, I seriously don't see them. Like, when you say to people, like,
where
oh,
all
yeah,
these
we
cover
know
letters
that.
you guys are writing?
Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, we definitely know that. We teach class, and like, oh, yeah, we know that. We do that and stuff. But, like, I'm not seeing them. I'm just seeing a piece of paper with numbers on them. It's a tiebreaker thing, And one thing that's cool about working with my team and our template, I mean, we can actually upload one if you guys want to see it. We have like a template we put in. We ask the family for professional pictures. We help them create the cover page and everything. It looks really good. Like, it's not just a Word document, 12 font, Times New Roman on a white piece of paper that you did like for homework. It's like an actual template that looks good.
Okay, so that's important.
Yeah.
So win all the tiebreakers if you're a buyer. Mega open houses happening. You guys, so there's a lot of listings that seem to be coming on the market. I don't know if you're experiencing the same thing. You guys have a lot today.
Yeah.
But I've heard from other people that there's a lot of home sellers that are finally saying, okay, we're ready to put our home on the market. You think that's something that's cyclical based on just the time of the year that it is, since the summer is usually the hot season? Although San Diego hasn't been that way necessarily year after year. Do you think that's it? Or do you think that sellers finally realize, hey, prices are up so much, we need to take advantage of this?
I think it has to do with, I would say, like, I don't know if the audience knows, we're circle prospecting. When one house sells, 2 more will sell right away. When that, in the beginning, when people put their home on the market, they get it sold, and then when the whole neighborhood knows about it, like, whoa, it sold for that price? Okay, let's get the house ready. I think from the January, February, and March time when people were selling their properties, and those 2 extra homes that are selling, they're seeing what their neighbors are selling for, and now they want to sell. So it's kind of like a trickle-down effect, and it just leads up to the summer because everyone's kind of already thinking about it,
So it's just sort of extra fuel on the fire.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, speaking of mega open houses, tell us what you have coming up with Team Manzan.
So we have 3 mega open houses coming up in the month of May. So we have one every single week of May, except for the last one, but that is going to be booked up. So this one is actually not a mega open house. This one, it's been on the market for a week. I want to get this one sold. It's a great property. It's at 1604 Texas Rainbow Drive. It's in Winding Walk, Eastlake, 91915. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,800 square feet, and we're entertaining offers at $450,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this one's a great home.
Great price.
Built in 2006, right across the street from the Otay Ranch Mall. It really is a great property. So this one's going to sell. It's not sold yet, so it's available if you're interested.
Good opportunity.
Yeah. Going on to our mega open houses, we have one on the older side of Chula Vista, Connolly Avenue in 91911. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, about 1,050 square feet. Price, guess what? $330,000.
What?
Crazy, right?
What?
$330,000. We're doing our mega open house for that on May 7th and 8th from 12 to 4.
Cool.
Cool. Next one we have, this one's in Otay Ranch. It's 1409 Fillmore Street. It's on 91913. Built in 2002. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet, priced $465.
These things are just going to fly.
They really do. They sell an open house weekend, and this one we're doing the weekend after, May 14th and 15th. And the last mega open house we have is on 28 East Olympia Court, which is 91911, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet, detached property on a cul-de-sac, $380,000.
Unbelievable.
Crazy, right? I didn't even know properties like that still exist. But
Seriously?
They do. And that one is May 21st and 22nd.
Wow. That is great stuff. So still a lot of really affordable, nice places down there. Check out the mega open houses. You'll probably see the mega signs that you guys got if you're driving around Chula Vista. You'll know when a mega open house is happening.
Yeah, I feel bad for like other people's open houses because they come to ours first because we got so many signs. We got 100, so.
He feels bad for other people's open
But
houses.
it is, because we're putting like 4 at every corner, and then somebody just have the 1, and I'm like, I feel bad putting up, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna lower my standard. And it's just like blanket the place.
Great stuff, Anthony Manzon from Team Manzon. Thank you so much for coming today, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck with those mega open houses, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.
Our next guests are both from the Jacobo Realty Group. Please welcome back our Encinitas go-to, Michael Jacobo, and his special guest, John Hodina.
Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you very much.
What's up? MJ, nice to have you back with the pink socks and everything.
That's right.
Doing it.
Trying.
Always threading.
Trying.
Now you want to bring John's on your team.
John.
He's like your main guy.
John's the main guy. The guy.
He's the guy.
That's right.
So John, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. You work all over the place, right, in San Diego.
I know no bounds.
No bounds. Just curious because, you know, you have probably a good perspective on how things are going just from a macro side. I mean, the market's been hot. A lot of people are saying that there are a lot of listings. There's a lot of inventory coming to the marketplace. First of all, do you believe that's true? And if it is, do you think that the demand is there to soak it up?
I think the demand's definitely there. Right now, what we're seeing is a very low supply and a very high demand. There's basically a lot more buyers out there than there are homes. Last month, there was a total of 1,885 homes that changed hands, and that was up 5% from the median home value. So what we're seeing is an upward trend. We really do need more homes. Every single one of our listings, we're seeing multiple offers, anywhere from 5 to 12 offers on each one of our listings within a matter of 4 days. So, and they're all going above list. So
Okay, I was going to ask that.
we definitely need more homes and more listings out there. That there's buyers out there that will support, and interest rates are still historically low.
So do you think there's more inventory coming on the marketplace right now? I've heard a lot of people say that, yeah, we're taking tons and tons of listings.
I don't see it.
No.
Maybe Michael can weigh in on that, but unless some of this shadow inventory comes off, we really don't see it. I mean, we're going on listing presentations and taking listings, every week. But then again, there's more buyers out there than there's listings on the market or homes available.
What do you think, Michael?
Very little inventory on the market right now. Extremely low. And, again, if the home is priced properly, the home is going to be sold within days of it hitting the market.
Wow.
There's that many buyers. You're seeing a lot of multiple offer situations again, and that's becoming the norm once again.
That's interesting because it was that way for a long time, and then it sort of petered off of that, and now it seems like we're back to that. Is this summer season going to be a big one for San Diego? Do you think we'll see a lot of movement, or is this going to be the final time where the buyers draw their sword in the sand and say, we're not going to pay that much for these houses anymore?
I definitely think that it's going to be a hot summer. That's what we're seeing, the way of everything going. It's just if we have enough houses to support. There's always going to be that buyer that's willing to pay a little bit more to get the house, especially if they lost out on the past 2 or 3 homes that they wrote on. So if they really want a house and they want to live in San Diego, they're going to have to pay more, or eventually end up moving Temecula, Menifee, Murrieta, which we're also seeing some buyers do.
Okay. So are prices too high right now in San Diego?
Relatively speaking, I would say no, due to the fact of interest rates being as low as they are. So ultimately what people are buying is their monthly payment. And because of interest rates being as low as they are, you're paying more for the property, but your monthly payment is not changing that much. So that's why you are seeing there's many buyers that are willing to pay a little extra money for the property just to get into the home, just to ultimately be a homeowner.
So do you think a spike in interest rates would be problematic then for the real estate market in San Diego? Do you think it's that fragile?
I actually do believe it
would price a lot of buyers out.
Yeah. It would.
Even more so than they're starting to be priced out and expanding their searches outward.
Yeah, it's been crazy watching some of these communities just blow up. I remember Oceanside was like, people avoided it for a long time. I don't know why. I always thought it was beautiful, but people were like, Oceanside, ooh.
Yep.
Now, blowing up.
Yeah.
Certain areas like Encinitas, Michael, which you know very well, have been great forever. I mean, ever since I've been in San Diego, now it's 12 years, everyone's talking about Encinitas, the school districts in Encinitas. And there's all these different areas of Encinitas, too.
Right.
Cardiff, Leavenhain, Acadia.
Exactly.
So, I mean, from that perspective, some of the, older, more established areas that have been good for so long, I mean, can they continue, like places like Encinitas, can continue to see prices go up there?
They are. Believe it or not, they are. I'll give you an example. Obviously you have the Bluff in Encinitas, homes on Neptune. You have properties on the market right now upwards of $7.5 million. Wow. You have Olivenhain, which are going to be horse property or multiple acre parcels in the $2 to $3 million ranges, and they're getting them. Homes are selling. In Encinitas right now, this time, or 30 days back this year, we've only had 24 homes sale versus last year, this exact same time, we had 53. That's just showing you the inventory is so low, and that's why we're continuing to see prices continuing to rise, and especially in our area. People want to be in Encinitas. There's many reasons to be. The walkability factor of downtown Encinitas, you have the old Encinitas, as I mentioned in the prior segment, the new Encinitas, you have obviously the beautiful beaches, the great surf spots. As I mentioned, in Olivenhain, you have the horse property. These are things that you don't see in many other cities around San Diego County, and that's why people want to be in Encinitas. And as you mentioned, the school districts. You have Blue Ribbon, California Distinguished Schools, which are some of the best in the state.
Yep. It pretty much has everything you want there. I mean, they got it all,
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't afford it,
Very true.
Just simply can't afford it. And when inventory is this low, at those price ranges you're talking about, 2-3 million, it starts to get pretty, like, who can afford these things? I don't know, but they're coming and they're buying them. That's all I know. I don't know who these people are. I don't know if everyone's invented something, or what, or inherited bazillions of dollars, but people are buying them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a fact. So this is sort of a reality we have to wake up to, especially people who've been here for a long time, like, oh, I've been in San Diego forever, this is my town. So here's the problem. Someone could come in from out of the country and buy that house right next to you if they wanted to. Because it's a free country, that could happen. So a lot of people are sort of upset that they didn't get on the real estate bandwagon in 2010, 2011 when prices were down.
Right.
And kicking themselves, and I understand that and it makes sense. But progress is progress, and that's what's happening. It's not just in Encinitas, it's all over the place. But that just happens to be one of the areas that's been established for a long time. It's well known, that it's a safer community, that it's got good schools and all those other things. And then there's cool events too, like in Cardiff. Taste of Cardiff, right? That's coming up, isn't it?
We have the Taste of Cardiff coming up. That's going to be held on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh boy.
So this is going to be the first time that Taste of Cardiff is going to be doing a Cinco de Mayo themed.
Taco Tuesday as well? Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday fall on the same day?
Taco Thursday.
Oh,
yeah, okay,
well,
I
think it's normally Taco Tuesday, but Cinco de Mayo happens to land on Thursday. But it's going to be a great event. There's going to be 20 plus restaurants that are part of it, 12 sip stops, and they're going to do up to 1,000 tickets sold. $30 will get you a food ticket, which will allow you to go to and have all these tastes of these 20 restaurants. $40, so $10 more, will get you the food and beer, and it's beer and wine tastings. We actually, our office happens to be a sip stop this year.
Really?
So we're excited.
What are you serving?
Yes, we're going to be serving Lost Abbey.
Lost Abbey.
Ooh.
Lost Abbey Brewery.
Nice.
Lost Abbey Brewery will be at our office. So
Is that the one with the gargoyle logo?
That's Stone.
No.
No?
Stone.
Are there several of them have that now? I think.
Yeah, Lost
gargoyle.
Abbey is the cross.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're actually, they do have a tasting room that's actually right across the street from us. So we're lucky enough to be able to feature their beverages.
Yeah.
We're excited about that.
You guys going to partake at all in any of that action?
Oh, we'd have to taste
You
that.
have to make sure there's not poison and stuff before
Exactly.
you
We're
serve it.
definitely going to have to taste a couple of their beverages. Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So I'm assuming people can get tickets for that. Who's putting that on?
Cardiff 101.
Cardiff 101.
So Cardiff 101 Main Street. And you can go to their website, cardiff101.com, and you can purchase tickets online.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool stuff. Well, it's great to have you guys here. John, thanks for
for
coming on
having
the
us.
show, man. Good stuff. Good luck out there in the hot market this summer. I think you guys are going to be pretty busy.
We hope so.
All right. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Hey, great show, guys. That's a wrap. Jade, what's your schedule look like? Do you mind breaking down the set?
Not today, Derek. I'd love to, but there's waves out there. I gotta go. Angela? Nikki?
Yeah, I gotta go beat traffic. And I think Nikki's making something up there.
Look at this. We did this. We did all of this.